Gavel House online auction this Thursday starting at 5 p.m. New Zealand time, which is 3 o'clock Australian time, and I've got to put a bit of Australian time, and we'll conclude on the Wednesday at 7 p.m. New Zealand time, which is 5 p.m. Australian time. The reason I'm putting all this in, Shannon Nixon joins me. Firstly, hello to you, Shan.
G'day, Paul. How are you? Welcome back.
Thank you very much. And we mentioned Gavel House, a little bit of a unique one. You're going to offer up a mare that's going to create a lot of attention anyway on the Gavel House auction site, which is actually gavelhouse.com, and follow it to the Standardbred section. But you're offering up, I suppose, your pride and joy.
Yeah, that's true. Carlas Pixel. She's with us here today. Yeah, Paul, so I guess in the context of it is that Megan and I have sold the property and moving on to greener pastures. And yeah, I guess part of the reason, like, breeding horses for us has been it's been a lifestyle sort of business. And yeah, circumstances have just sort of played out that we're not going to be staying on a farm or reinvesting in a farm. So we're selling all the mares. I sold a few last week, and yeah, this has been the toughest one, obviously, to sell Pixie, because obviously her racetrack deeds and her first colt through the sale were highlights of in our life. But she's just the most beautiful animal to have around. So yeah, it's taken a lot to come to this point. But yeah, had some communication with Cam Bray, and just think that we'd like to get as much exposure to the sale of her as possible. And yeah, hope, mate, that she ends up in really good hands, and has a good future.
We'll go back. We'll start at the end if you like. March just gone. Actually, April. Sorry. Sale topping colt. Now she is in foal.
Yep.
The sale topping colt was by Captain Treacherous. She's in foal again to Captain Treacherous. So that in itself, that was one of the more the greatest highlights, because it's a record. It'll take a lot of beating. It will get beaten at some stage. There's no worries there at all. But right at the minute, you've got an Australian record, and the emotion for both yourself and Megs. Then to come around to this part, it must be a bit emotional.
Yeah, it is. It hasn't been easy. I've got mares that have that. Well, we didn't breed Pixie here, but she's been a part of our life for a long time. But some of the mares that we've bred and raised here, and then we're selling, and yourself with horses, they become part of your family. And you do have your favourites. And Pixie, she likes to be around people more than she likes to be around other horses. So she's just good company, and so it's been a big decision. And every time that I've sort of done something like filling out paperwork towards it, or sort of formalising it, I've just ended up in a really shitty mood afterwards, because it's not been the easiest thing to do. But it's inevitable that our life's moving on and in a different direction, and so that you can't have it all. You can't have your cake and eat it too. And it's not something that I want to go and keep mares away somewhere else. That's not why we were in the breeding business. We were doing it to, for the lifestyle dividend. And so not that I'm distraught about what's in our future. Megan and I got some exciting things that are coming up for us, and in a business sense, and we're looking forward to moving on in that direction. But it's not an easy thing to go and list a horse like Carlas Pixel.
She's by Courage Under Fire. She's out of Pixel Perfect, who is just a broodmare gem. What she's been able to do in the broodmare barn is just exceptional, and just keep breeding on everything from mares to stallions to second generations, and even third generations now starting to really come to the fore in that family. So from a broodmare point of view, she ticks a lot of boxes, this mare herself. Her racing career, Shan, how much did she actually win?
480,000. Yeah.
Which is nothing to be sneezed at herself. Just a high-class mare, and you were saying there before, Shartin. She had victories over horses like that. She competed against the best mares going around. She competed against the older horses as well.
Yeah, she did. She came third in the Victoria Cup, which I think Amaretto may have done so as a mare, and I think Tiger Tara and Chicago Bull beat her over the line in that Vic Cup, which, as much as, we're super proud of her two Group 1s in the Open Mares class in Ladyship Mile and Ladyship Cup, to think, third in a Vic Cup, a Grand Circuit race, and behind two, modern sort of champions in Tiger Tara and Chicago Bull. Yeah, it's a pretty big feather in her cap. It was a pretty good field, and a few good horses were watching, looking at her cross the line in front of them.
It is a unique thing, and you said that before about Amaretto, Tailor-Made Lombos, those sorts of horses. But the Victoria Cup is, it's a Grand Circuit race, but they're the time-honoured races, so there's a lot of people targeting them to place in that as a mare, taking on the older boys. That's where it's such a big achievement.
Oh yeah, I remember the night she got third in that race, and it was like she'd won it. You know, it was just a massive highlight because they're the races you remember, the Victoria Cup winners. You know, and yeah, it was good to be in that company and doing a good job. And as I said, it was good in terms of that mare's company. Obviously, yeah, the Ladyship Mile, and that was a wonderful field the year that she won the Ladyship Mile. She won in Queensland in the mare's feature at Queensland. I think the Fleur de Lille. So yeah, she achieved a lot on the track. Yeah, that's for sure.
She's in foal, I said there, Captain Treacherous. You've got a Better's Delight colt that will go through the sales next year.
Yes.
So he'll go through there, but whoever purchases, they get the foal inside. That's the way it works.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah. Yep. Safe. I got a pre-check last week, and so I forwarded the pregnancy certificate will be online at the Gavel House. And she's all healthy reproductively and all of that. So I think mid-November, due a Captain Treacherous brother or sister to Richie, who went through the ring this year. So as much as it would be so great to be following that foal down myself, whoever's fortunate enough to purchase Pixie, I'm sure we'll be following along as well where that goes. But yeah, it's pretty cool to have another captain because his deeds at the moment are just setting the world alight in terms of the harness racing world.
No, absolutely, and we'll try and get catch up with Nathan at some stage about Richie, as you call him, Richie Rich, and go find out how he is actually going. Anyone wants to find out any more about the mare, give you a call?
Yeah, give me a call. Stop in here at Bacchus Marsh if you're close enough. Yeah, give me a call, and happy to answer any questions that people may have about her.
Shannon, thank you very much. Don't forget Gavel House, as I said, will start Thursday at 5 o'clock New Zealand time, which is 3 o'clock Australian time, and concludes Wednesday at 7 o'clock, which is 5 o'clock. So because I have people on both sides of the ditch, it's easy enough, 7 p.m. But that's when the sale starts. Depending on how many horses there are, a little bit different. They sell individual lots, so they'll start at lot number 1. Once lot number 1's sale has concluded, it will go on to lot number 2, and therefore thereafter, we're not sure how many lots there are yet because they haven't closed. They don't close until Thursday, so we'll keep an eye on that. I'll be doing a little bit more promotional work a little bit closer to the day as that happens. Gavelhouse.com. Make sure you go to there, follow it to the Standardbred sections to go there. All the registering online, go from there as well. You can get in touch with Cam Bray. I'll have his phone number underneath there, or Shannon Nixon. Shannon, thank you very much, mate, and all the best.
Thanks very much, Paul.